So this is the a race that I just finished. It is the best race I have ever raced, and so we're gonna take a look at it. Not gonna scrub. Gonna play it in real time. We are the AlphaTauri library in the center of the screen, and this is rolling start. Now, in the beginning here, there's some pretty weird stuff that goes on. The cars in front of me go 3 wide pretty quickly, and a car in the right lane decides to just dive down into the first turn, and he clears out basically everybody that pulled in front of me, with maybe except for one person. It was an absolute disaster. People were very angry. So we'll get to see that happen in a bit. And here we go. So you can see he starts to bump. I have to slow down because there's not a lot of room for maneuver. This blue car decides to take this upper trail and starts to really aggressively push, and clears out a couple of drivers right away. We maintain pretty clean and make it through the first turn. Now this orange car is driving very erratically and it's concerning me a bit. So I'm keeping an eye on him. And he doesn't make the apex, and oof, that's a sort of a nasty rejoin there. So we're side by side with this guy. I'm a little annoyed that I have to take the this route, because I usually take the wider route, but we handle it really well and maintain speed. The outer lane, rather. So we're in second at this point. Now, I'm pretty confident. I just need to draft and gain a little bit of time in this guy, and I know I can pass him. This is bottom split. I have a pretty bad iRating, mainly due to just the other track before this. But with this track, I'm consistently doing 212s, and I managed to do that really quickly while learning it. So I'm able to do speeds that are a bit higher than most of the field at this level. So I'm really comfortable with the bus stop, and I know that I can gain some speed through the bus stop. So we start to really gain on this guy. In the first turn, a lot of players at this level, and I don't know about other levels, but they really like to go wide here. And they always have trouble, as you can see. So we managed to get in front of him. We're a little nervous because we do know that this guy's quick. We managed to negotiate this turn pretty well. Could exit a little bit later and maintain more speed, but you know, that's honestly, in full transparency, the toughest turn for us in general. In this upcoming term, it used to be a harder one, but I'm thinking, I think I can execute it a little better than most. As we can see here, we open this gap. So, we got this pack of 4, and I'm pretty nervous at this point. I know that any little mistake that I made is going to be tough here. But I'm pretty happy with how I maintained, how I performed that turn. So overall feeling pretty good about it. Here I was a little concerned that by the time we would make the bus stop, he would be able to draft and catch up. But if I remember correctly, I think he has a little bit of trouble closing that gap. So we blow through the bus stop, and we do pretty well there, and keep our lead. So he starts bumping into me. I go over voice chat and express my disdain for this, and how I'm not particularly happy that he's doing this. You saw how I started wiggling there. But we take our turn as usual, and that guy completely blows it. So now we're in this pack of 3, and at this point I'm feeling pretty good because I'm pretty confident that these two are not going to be able to catch up. This is the turn I focus on so much every single time, because if I lose time, it's generally during that turn. And I'm getting better and better at it. This one I typically lose a bit. You know, I went over there, but I wasn't sweating it too much. I think a lot of people have trouble, like, finding the perfect line there. One of my best bus stops. Felt really good going through that. I know that every time, and this feels really good. I know that every time I hit the bus stop, I'm adding like half a second. And that felt great. And that felt great to do. I'm clipping a bit, so I'm gonna reduce my volume. That turn, I started to get slower and slower as things went on. I don't know if it was just the grip on the tires was starting to leave, but it was becoming a bit of a concern. I always focus so hard on this turn, because I also have trouble in that one. But I thought I did really well in that particular time, and gained a bit of speed. Looking at my mini-map and just seeing that gap grow and grow, and hearing crew chief, it was reassurance that I was making correct decisions. But the player behind me was actually running faster laps in general, by over a second. The other thing is that this pack behind me, their lap times are gonna be like pretty strong because they're able to draft, and I don't have that opportunity. But so I think even though they were faster in the straightaways in certain cases, I was negotiating complex turns better than they were. Boom, boom. Nice. And so we continue to hold our lead like this. We really never see any opponent again. We really, I think in the final lap I make that turn really slow. This is an interesting thing right here. So we have this car coming out of the pit. Starts to make me nervous. Thankfully he sort of respects this wide line, lets me take the inside line, which is really great. I was a little nervous at first that he was going to slow me down a bit because I didn't want the other two catching up. And if he tapped me, that would just like, would be over for me, right? Luckily able to pass him without problem. And the good thing is that the two fighting for second place will have to figure out a way to both get around him. And I felt like they were not going to have an necessarily easy time doing that, as they were aggressively pursuing each other. So I felt pretty good about the presence of that that individual coming out of the pit. I remember being a little nervous during that one. It's really easy to get, on that final turn, it's really easy to cut the corner and get a 1 second penalty. And that's just like super detrimental. In which case I typically hug the wall, and doing that takes off a short bit of time by the time you make it to the finish line. If you're hugging the wall, you maybe can lose like 7/10 of it, and then what I'll do is I'll just stay in 4th gear, and that will drain down the rest without me having to like actually hit the brake or something. This is being played on a Samsung G9 Neo 57-inch in 4K resolution. The graphics turned down a fair amount. I enjoy the high resolution more so than I need the graphical fidelity, especially for a game like this. I want to make sure the frame rate's high. And in addition to that, we are using a Fanatec CSL DD with the CSL pedals. And it's running on a 2080 Super. So using a pretty old GPU, but it holds up fine with this, despite the size of the monitor. We're sitting in a SimLab GT1 Evo. The next level racing, is it the GR1 seat? What it's called? In addition, the monitor is mounted to a SimLab monitor stand.
Race control scoring has ended.
SimLab monitor stand using the Vario base mount kit. We really needed this win because the match before this we got disqualified due to a lot of really weird things that happened during that match. And ultimately someone pit maneuvered me at the end, sealing the disqualification. So we'll probably petition that, see how that goes. So this is my final lap. I'm starting to get a little nervous. You can see that I took a sort of slow route around there, but I just really wanted to make sure. You know, I didn't necessarily care about how much I won by. I just wanted to make sure that I kept the lead, so I was extra careful with the tires as worn as they'll be this this race, to keep everything as tight as possible. So you can see that there's definitely a car gaining on me as I start to loosen up a bit and as my lines start to sort of fall apart. But luckily, nothing really goes wrong. We were able to, keep great form through our final bus stop entry and exit. And it was a good race. At least for us. Really proud of that. So I hope you enjoyed a little bit of commentary. It would be great if you leave a comment, like this video if you did like it. I hope you did. If you have any questions about iRacing or sim racing in general, happy to answer any questions. Only a D-class licensed driver, but I love to talk about it. I do spend a lot of time racing, so yeah, I would love to hear from you. Additionally, if you are looking for more content like this, please subscribe to the channel, and we'll keep uploading, and hopefully the quality of these things starts to improve and improve as time goes on. Thank you so much for watching.